You are live.
Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Can't believe already it's Tuesday. So excited about today's topic because I am known and I am queen of it. And I'm going to help everyone out. And we're going to talk about time management and how to really focus and how to get it done down pat so then you can see your business shift. Now, I wasn't always perfect with time management. As a matter of fact, I used to struggle a lot before, and I used to get in trouble at work because I was always late with my things until I was once then taken into a time management course that the company paid for. And then again, when I became a Beachbody coach, there was actually this forum that they actually started, Beachbody did with Denise, where she went around the states and taught everyone how to do time management using your Beachbody business. I don't know if you've ever read Franklin Covey, and he's known for basically the time management, and it's amazing if you haven't. But not to give you any more personal development book. But in order for you to understand time management, a lot of people have the misconception that, you don't have enough time during the day. And basically you are so busy with your day-to-day life and your job and appointments that you have that you never have enough time to actually fit things into your day. Now, I'm here to tell you that if you have queen bees such as Beyonce that has the same 24/7 that we do, the only difference between those people that are successful and the ones that are not is that they know how to manage their time. And you're probably wondering, but I have a calendar and I put stuff there. No, there's a way for you to do it in order to make it work. And the way you make it do it is that you have to write every single thing down, and you write the big ones down. And one thing that we were taught when we did the time management course for Beachbody is that you need to jot down the big things. What do you do every single day? What's important? What's constant? And even those, you write it down on your calendar. You have to choose if you're going to have a paper calendar, you're going to have a planner, or are you going to do it on your computer or your phone? You have to choose one. You cannot have both, because once you start going from one to another, you're going to lose a few things in between. So you have to pick one. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love my planner. This is my baby, my best friend. I go everywhere with this, and this is how I actually keep track of all my time. And I know Melissa has seen it, and she looks at it and she's like, oh my goodness, you literally write everything down. When we learn time management, and when you think about time management, think about writing everything. I drop off my kids, it goes on my calendar. If I have a call with someone, it goes on my calendar. Doctor's appointment. When I used to go to my job 9 to 5, I used to block every single thing. The reason why you need to do that is because it helps you outline how your day is going to look and where you have the empty pockets of holes. So you could say, oh my goodness, I don't have anything to do at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. You know what? Let me wake up a little 30 minutes earlier and do my workout then and write workout. Or you could see probably that if you write down that you're working from 9 to 5, you have gaps in between from the moment you take any transportation to go to work and going and coming back. So you know what? Maximize your time. What are you going to do in those little pockets of hole that you do? You know what? Use personal development. And that's what you're going to do right there. But at least what you're doing is that you're starting to knock things off your list. So instead of you thinking, I don't have the time because I went to work, I used to have lunch breaks. And what did I do on my lunch break? I maximized my lunch break. And I used to have prospect calls, or I used to read if I didn't have anything going on, or I used to use that time to invite. I had 30 minutes. I could eat and invite at the same time. So you literally have to decide which one you want to do. Do you want to have a paper calendar, a planner, or do you want to have a computer and then just jot it down? Now, if you need help, I get a ton of the questions that I receive is, well, Darlene, you know what? Can I see how a day in your life looks like? And I always tell people, absolutely. I actually tried pulling this up, which I can, but I'm going to share my screen really quick so you can see where my planner comes from. Can you see this part right here? Yeah? Not. Melissa, I see you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So basically, this is the planner that I use. It's called Day Designer. And the day designer, this is how the pages look. So you have on this side the top 3 things that you have to get done in a day. You have basically here any due dates, anything that you have dollars. I actually cross dollars off and use it for, have to go grocery shopping like this. Now, the thing that I use the most on this is basically this section right here where it breaks down every single hour, and these little boxes right here where it breaks it down, what you're going to do for the day. And basically this is where the power hour is hosted. Like, this is where we will write everything and any extras that you have in there. It's pretty big. Let me actually see if I could show you really quick. This is how they look. And then you have the options because they have the really big one. I buy the big one because I like to write things down a lot. I write a lot. But if you like small things, they also have the planners that are small. Now, these, as you could tell, are expensive, but they have other planners like Erin Condren. They have planners that you could use as well. I like these because the time is on the left, and then the little boxes for to-do is on my right. So I could literally say from this time to this time, this is, I have power hour, I have national wake-up call. You could see here on mine today has team calls. It has everything that I have to do for power hour. And then for those of you that like to travel with your stuff, here's a little one. Now, I know you're looking at the prices and going, wow, for a planner. All I could tell you is if you look at the planner of the size, I don't know if you ladies saw when Melissa did her review for the planner, because she just got her planner and she did a review. If you haven't, I highly recommend you go see it. It's amazing. But if you could see this planner, all these pages, it is. I actually liked it. Why are you laughing? I looked at it and I liked it. I'm like, yeah, she's right.
Thanks for the plug.
Because I saw it and I liked it. I was like, oh, for someone who's trying the planner for the first time, she's dead on. That's why I'm telling you to go watch her. But if you look at the planner right here, and I'm going to stop sharing so you can see it even better. If you look at the planner right here, you see that it has a ton of pages. It has basically each day right here laid out for you so you could write. And then on top of that, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but then it has the day of the month. And then it has, so you can see how we have the to-do list right here. And then it shows you like this. So you can see your time here. And this is everything that has to do with the power hour and then some. And then you write the important ones on the top. So on the top, I have like, make sure every week I post a business post and I post a challenge group invite post to make sure that I'm inviting to a challenge and I'm inviting to a coach opportunity. But, with time management is really simple. If you write it down and you decide that you want to hold yourself accountable and work, then this is a way for you to make sure that you stay on track. But that's basically it on time management. It's really quick. A lot of people just ask me, well, how do you do it? This is how I do it. This is how we stay on track every single day.
Well, I have a question. Since most people have 9 to 5s or some type of 8-hour job, when you were doing a 9 to 5, how did you break your day up?
I basically started writing everything down. So I used to wake up early in the morning before my kids got up. So if they were going to school at 7:30, I used to get up at 6. I could have done 6:30, but I did 6 just to be safe. And that's when I got my workout in. 1, because I was by myself and I wasn't being interrupted. And 2 is me time. So I know that by the time I got home each night, I was going to be tired because I was also teaching. So I got my workout in and out of the way, plus a boost of energy that I got to get them dressed. I was crazy in the morning. And then literally just really quick, after the 30 minutes, jump in the shower right before 7. Before 7, I had already done my workout. I had already showered, dressed, and while I was showering, I was listening to personal development. So I'm a multitasker. I like to do different things at the same time because, remember, I like to check things off the list because that's the way I work. That's the way I tick. So that was my morning. I dropped them off at school, and then right after I dropped them off at school, I used to hop on the train. And that's when I had my book, and I would listen to read personal development. When I got to work, it was literally 9 to 5. I was at work, and I would sneak in a few things here and there because I could, but some people cannot. So my 9 to 5 was my 9 to 5. The next time that I would plug in again to check on challengers and to make sure that, nothing urgent was going on where someone was quitting or somebody was having, a heart attack because a cupcake was left on top of their desk, I would check to see how my challenger. It happens, Maria. I've gotten messages where people be like, it's somebody's birthday and they put a piece of cake, talk me off the ledge. But I would check just.
I know Maria has written stuff like that.
She's laughing.
It happens every day of my life at work.
Girl, when I was doing my challenge, it happened to me. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to eat this. Help me. And my coach literally called me. She said, throw it in the garbage right now and throw water on top of it.
Alyssa has helped me a few times.
Look at Ronaldo's like, no. It happens. I get challengers now. They're like, I don't know what to eat. I'm like, did you bring your Shakeology? Go make it. Go blend it. Go to Starbucks. Have them blend it for you. But so normally during my lunch hour, that's when I will follow up with prospects. I would check on my challengers, and if I didn't have, and then that's when I use the time to actually do the calls. So I would, if somebody wanted to talk to me, a prospect, because they wanted more information about a challenge pack, that's when I will call them. Then I will go back to work, and then when I left at 5 again on the train, I would do personal development. Now I am a mom and I am a wife, so after I got home from like around 7:30, 8 o'clock until 9:30. It was just family time. So I wouldn't look at the computer. I wouldn't do anything because at that time, I'm spending it with my husband, doing homework, bathing the kids, and doing all this crazy stuff. There were some days where I was teaching. So it's basically exactly the same, is laid out the same. The only difference is that I taught for an hour and then I will get home a little later. So I will push everything after a little later. But after my kids went to bed at 9, which actually they're in bed right now, I'm all alone, you don't hear anything. But basically, once they're off, all, including my husband, everybody in this house goes to bed by 9:30. That was my beach body business time. This is how I grew my business. This is when I went to work for corporate America, and I decided that I was going to quit my job 2 years later. I gave myself 2 years. That's when I got busy and I got to work. So when people used to ask me, well, when do you sleep? I'm like, I'll sleep when I'm dead. When I quit corporate America and I buy time to spend with my kids, that's when I'll sleep. So between the hours of 9:30 to about 12 or 1 a.m., whenever my eyes decided that I was tired enough and, I went to sleep automatically, that's when my business shut down. That's when I was no longer working. But during 9:30 to like midnight, I'm not even going to take it to 1 because those were extreme. But like to midnight, that's when I did the power hour. I was engaged with the team and answering questions. We were setting up events or challenge groups, they were coming up, talking to prospects. And of course, you want to do your power hour first, because especially if you're working and you have your 9 to 5, this is the time that you want to connect, because your prospects are online right now. So your power hour will go first, and then you will do everything else that you have for your business later. That was my day in a nutshell. And Melissa's laughing.
Well, I do know that I would go to sleep and Darlene would continue working.
Yes, it still happens.
Her role. I always said, like, no, I'm going to bed. I can't do this.
I will fall asleep with my phone.
Even if someone just decided to do a power hour, that's 9:30 to 10:30.
Yeah.
And you did a lot of PD. So I can see you. You did a lot of PD. So you could have, in retrospect, thought maybe one of the train rides back, do something else other than PD.
Yep.
I
did PD because I was underground, but those people, if you're not underground and you're above ground and you're taking transportation above, that's when you could use to design on Canva if you have, an event coming and do other stuff. I did PD because I was underground. I had no choice.
Yeah, I would say that for me, when I was the time, because I'm not a whiz at time management, but the time that I was my best at time management was when I was in the size test group, because I had to be, because I was literally waking up earlier than ever in my entire life. I was up at like 5:30 to get on a train to get to the city for the early morning class to pick up, my food and work out and come back home for work. And what I would do was, on the train, I was above ground because I was on the Metro North. I would listen to PD and invite. So every night at the end of my power hour, I would make my list of invitations for the next day. And the first thing I would do when I got on the train was send all these people messages. Most of them were not awake or were not checking their messenger at 6 a.m. But they would get it when they would check it. And then I wouldn't look at those messages again until my lunch hour. Because by the time I came back home, I had to get to work. So I would rush work. Even though I worked from home, I still had to start work at 9 o'clock. So I would work 12 o'clock. I'd go back, and there was all these messages of people that I invited. I can go back and connect with them at that lunch break, work again until 5. And I had to get to bed early because I had to be in the city so early. So I was getting to bed. I couldn't even make a team call at that time. I was in bed by like 9:30. So for me, it was like after I didn't have kids. So after 5, I'd hang out with Rich for a little while, tell him how my day went. And then by like 7, I was plugged back in to finally do like a full check on challengers and coaches and all that kind of stuff. So I think the most important thing that you said was writing down what your must-dos are. Like, for you, it was you had to drop off your kids, you had to get to work, you had to teach your classes, and everything else for a Beachbody fit in between those things.
Yeah, because then you can see where you have the empty spots. And then you're like, oh, my goodness, I have so much time I didn't think I did. Because when you don't write it down, you think time, you don't have enough. And you actually do. You have more than enough.
Yeah, and I also think that when you don't have that much time and you kind of already, we've already told you, and there's tons of places that you can figure out what to do during a power hour. If you can't do like a strict hour, you know what the activities are. And if you don't have the time and you have to split it through your day, you do it so much more efficiently because you're doing it like, all right, I gotta invite 10 minutes, boom, gotta do it. I gotta follow up 15 minutes, boom, I have to do it. I have 15 minutes right here this time, must get done. So I know, like, for me, when I was my busiest was when I did my best. I remember hitting crazy, like, size, getting married, brother sick, and that was the month that I was, like, killing it with Success Club. And I was like, oh, my God, like, how did I even do this? And it was because I was so busy, and I had to make it happen.
You found a way. Let's make this fun. Do you ladies have any questions that we can answer for you, or something that you can be like, well, I still don't get it?
What PD were you guys listening to?
I'll go first.
Anything besides podcasts, or like, was it strictly podcasts?
For me, it was strictly podcasts. I also listened to the what is that? Now I don't even know it. The John Maxwell, like, Habits of Highly Effective People. I don't know how many habits it is.
7 habits.
7 habits. I listened to that one, and I listened to the 21 Laws of Irrefutable Leadership. But usually the podcast I would listen to, because I didn't have a lot of time. My train is an express train to the city. So I would listen to a lot. Brendan Burchard's The Charge Life, because his are always under 15 minutes. So he's like so good, like boom, 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 boom. And then what I would do, I don't know if Maria remembers being in the challenge group. I would go in the challenge group, I'd make a video, pretty much exactly what Brendan Burchard was telling me. I get so inspired, and I'd be walking down the city making my video, and I make them all dizzy. But then that's how I would talk to people in the morning, because I was like, I have to post to my challenge group. This is like the only way I could do it.
And those were like the most motivating videos ever. You would hype everyone up in that challenge group.
I know. It was so good. And it was just because I was like, literally, I had no other choice, because I couldn't physically post anything, and I had no time to. So it was like, listen to Brendan Burchard, post on the challenge group. And I wish we had live then, because I would have been like live in New York City every single day. People thought it was crazy walking down the street. And I know I scared a couple people because I'd be talking in my headphones with myself at like literally at 6:30 in the morning in New York City.
They're like, "Who's that loca?"
It's just me crossing across town trying to run to class, but that's what I listened to. I don't know what you were listening to, Darlene.
I was listening at the moment. I was having a hard time at work. So I was actually reading the book, Why Am I Here? Is that the right name? Shoot. What on earth am I doing here? That was the name of the book.
Yeah.
But normally when, think of personal development of where you are in your life and your business. And those are the type of either podcast or books that you want to listen to. So I'll give you an example. If you're struggling with confidence because you don't know how to put yourself out there, there's an amazing book. And we actually posted a lot of these books on luminousnation.com under personal development. But there's an amazing book called The Confidence Code. Or if you lack energy because, your day is so stressful and you have so much going on, then pick up the energy bus. Or if you are like me right now on leadership and I'm trying to grow and develop as a leader, then I'm reading a lot of like mindset books on, how to, the entrepreneur roller coaster and the 12-week year. So it all depends on where you are personally right now and mentally. Those are the types of books that you want to pick up.
And how do you plan, like in your planner? Do you write everything like the night before, what you got to do the next day? Do you do it like on a nightly basis?
I do it normally in the morning right before Melissa and I are going to start working. It literally takes about 2 minutes. So unless we know, like, for example, on yesterday, we already knew things that we had to get done for the week. So I started going towards forward in the day. So Melissa told me, okay, can we do this on Friday? So I went to Friday. I'm like, okay, on Friday I have to, Melissa, remind you of one for today. But like we would go and I would start writing further in the future, or like when we were setting up the next month, then it takes no more than 5 minutes. Then we would say, this week we're doing free clean eating groups. On this day we're doing coach opportunity, and on this day too, and then we would plan out the month.
Okay.
But it doesn't take long. And I write the whole thing for Power Hour and the extras that we do in like less than 2 minutes.
Okay. Because
once you keep doing it, you memorize it. You're like, okay, 10 minutes invite, 15 minutes follow up, 5 minutes cancel, 5 minutes grow. So,
and when you did the Denise Needham thing, back in the day, Beachbody used to host these time management workshops with a woman named Denise Needham. She's some of the training videos that you might have watched. She was on them, but I remember her talking about color coding things. Do you recall that at all? I wouldn't go to that, but I know that Dia did, and she said in one of those Super Saturdays that she would like color code everything. Is that something you picked up from there at all?
I remember it. I remember her saying, write down the ones that you can control, like your 9 to 5. Taking a train, and then leave room for emergencies, like the uncontrollables. So something came up, and then that's where you were able to see and that's mainly what the whole training was about. It was how to set your time so you knew exactly where you know how to work your business. But I don't remember the color code. I still have all the books and training material, so I'll look for it and then let everyone know. I don't remember the color coding.
I do that with my calendar at work. I color code because my eyes go to like the specific colors for the things that I have to do every month for work. So
yeah, think about it like that for your
at work. I mean, I manage my day with my Outlook calendar, so it'll be like meetings are one color, conference calls are another color, and different things like that. So I get what you're at a glance I can look at and like, okay, blah blah blah.
Yeah, because your eyes kind of go to the specific colors.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm bad at writing stuff down. I mean, I've gotten planners umpteen years, and I was just like, and every year I think by like January 20th, it's done. Like I can't. Like
So see, for you, Wendy, it will be more that you will follow like an Outlook on your phone, because that's what works best for you. So, and it links, everything links. So even if you do it on your computer or you do it on your phone, it's linking anyway.
Mm-hmm. So like, do you literally put like, okay, workout 6 to 6:35, warm up, stretch, pee?
Well, no, not like that. No, not like that. I would put like workout 5:30 and block and do like a line going for half an hour. And then I would say drop off kids at school, and then I do like 5 minutes. And then I go take the train, I will block 1 hour and then work 9 to 5, and then a line going from 9 to 5. But I wouldn't.
What about like social media? Because I mean, a big thing about Beachbody, I mean, they say like you always have to post, and you have to do like your Snapchat and your IG stories and all that stuff. Like, I feel like that's stuff you can get, so for me, I feel like consumed in it, like scrolling through, and then by the time you look at it,
why, Wendy? That's what I tell you. No, bow bow.
And it's been like freaking 50 minutes, and here I am, already like 30, thumb scrolls up.
That's what Denise, when we did the power hour, was calling fake busy. You're a fake busy coach when you do that. Mm-hmm. Because that's basically you're wasting time. That's not valuable to your time. And that's taking already, like you said, 15 minutes. So you literally have to train yourself. Then when you go on social media, you go for where you went and you get right out. Like a lot of when I see coaches posting, I scroll. I don't even, unless if you don't know how to skim through stuff, don't even bother. Mm-hmm. Don't look at it.
Tweet too, or something like that, to schedule your post so you don't have to get caught up in you get drawn in.
Yeah, you could do that too. Like you have third-party tools like Buffer and Hootsuite.
Yeah, but those don't necessarily work for Instagram.
No, they don't.
No,
I mean, they allow you to make them in advance, but you still have to be the person to physically post it onto Instagram. But what I do, because I can get caught up in social media. Like,
me too.
I'm just so social. Like anything social, I'm like, woo, people, like, what's Shanti doing? Like, literally, I can like get lost. I'm like, oh, look at Tanya. I do my morning post, I do like my afternoon post, and I do an evening post. So when I'm posting, I'm literally like, I do the notes, like what I'm gonna write, the caption. I do it on my notepad so that I'm not on social media when I'm doing it, because I can start writing something, and if a little Facebook bubble comes up, I'm like, oh, what did she say? And I'll go to that, and I'll forget that I was writing, and I didn't put it in another tab, and then I lost it, and then now I'm an hour in just trying to write something. So I'll do it on my notepad, and like I'm right on my phone, and then I pick what picture I'm going to use or whatever. I post it, turn it off, like throw my phone in the other direction, don't look at it, and then I forget, because I have like total ADD, so it doesn't even matter. Like then it goes and forgotten until it's like time to do that kind of work. So like usually at night before bedtime or something, I'll go in, and then I'm like, okay, now you can go and look at the people you follow and like their stuff, and now you can go in and see what everybody's putting on there. I don't like, I'll post like 10 comments to Maria's IG stories at nighttime, because that's when I'm like, okay, now you're allowed to look at Maria's IG stories.
Because you finished everything you had to do for the day.
Everything I had to do, because it is a very time-sucking type of thing. And I mean, it's one of the reasons why I even like had to tell myself to close out Snapchat. Like I took it off my phone because it was becoming too much for me. But now that it's been off my phone for a long time, I can go back on it, and I'm trained. Like I trained myself to not look at it so much.
Yeah, Snapchat is horrible, and I literally follow, I think, like 6 people. And it's just, by the time you, like, holy crap, like I've been here like 30 hours.
Yeah, because depending on how many stories they put out, that day, or how many 15-second videos you can literally get through someone's Snapchat story and it take you an entire hour to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's dependent on who you're following. So no, it totally can be very, very, very time consuming. And then you look at your own face and you put all these filters and you're like, oh, look at that one. It can get really, and you did nothing. You did nothing.
You did nothing.
Yeah. So that's like what I mean, it's the same thing when I first started inviting. Like, I used to invite for 10 minutes, literally, if it was on the computer or the phone, and then I'd walk away because if not, I just would spend more time on social media clicking around. Who am I inviting? That's one of the reasons, Darlene knows, like, I have to have a list. If I don't have a list of who I'm inviting, I'm not working. Like in the power hour, I'm like, oh, look at what Audrey did.
See, that's when you have your success partner and be like, okay, girl, back to work.
Yeah, but that's why I know I need a list, because I'm like, I go into
that your list the night before.
Yes, or right before we start. So I know, like, we start at 9:30. I know I better be sitting down, like, writing my list at least by 9 o'clock, because I need to at least have 10 people on there to invite, or I'm gonna be scrolling through Facebooks. Like,
okay, so you post 3 times a day. You go and you
typically,
and then you jump out. And then social time, like for actually, looking through your friends, you do that once a day?
Yeah, in the power hour, there's a section to, send love.
You flirt.
So when you send love, you're just like aimlessly going through the wall and like, okay, that's cute, like, and
I'll like it and then I'll comment, if there's something worth commenting. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's some people that I know I want to look for. Mm-hmm. Because I've had conversations with them in the past. So I'm like, oh, let me see what she's doing. And then I'll search for her so I can send her some love.
And then you want to give love to any new people that joined or that you recently liked, so you can start building a relationship. So you look at their stuff, like, comment, send love.
Yeah. And it becomes like, it's the kind of thing that has to become habitual.
Yeah.
And I think that
do you silence notifications as well for like groups or certain things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that too, like, I keep my phone like under I have this little thing that my computer is on at work, and I keep my phone under there, but like I can see it, and it'll pop up and it'll be like, especially like our group, the Fit Badass Journey group. I'm like, oh, what did Troya say? I'm like, shut up, customer. I want to see what she said.
That's disciplined not to be constantly looking at your phone, and when you're doing your power hour, not to veer away, and like, because I'm the same way. Like, I'm like, oh, what did Melissa write? Or, oh, Wendy, what did you, that takes discipline too.
Yeah.
Hard.
It is hard.
And besides, I mean, like the Beachbody stuff, I mean, I think a lot, well, maybe not, Melissa knows, like, I'm not a crazy couponer. I'm a semi-crazy couponer. So, like, I follow a lot of coupon ladies, and I have their notifications, because if they post, like, a hot deal, I'm jumping on it, like, right away. So I'm like, ooh, what did she post? And, like, today I got, I think, like 900 wipes for, like, $12. So I was like so excited about that.
Oh my gosh. My husband's becoming a couponer. That's another conversation for us. But he literally joined some Facebook groups, and I'm like, you could do that, because I can't. Like, I can't. I'm like, I can't do this. I have too much going on my freaking social media. Like, I can't get involved in another warped world. Yeah. I can't. So he's on it, because a friend of his who has twins is on it, and I was like, you could have so much fun with that. Do it.
Talking about social media, are you guys all geared up for Court de Force? Is everyone ready and posting and hyping it up?
I've been posting, yeah.
create test groups if you can. If you have event page, now is the time to create them and start inviting.
Okay.
And hyping it up and talking about it. And when you see that the sneak peek coming up again, saying, oh my goodness, I can't wait to do this, or oh my goodness, I can't wait for this program to come out. And that's how you're going to grow your pipeline.
Are we getting another sneak peek this month?
We're supposed to on the 24th.
Oh, cool. Okay.
We're supposed to. And I had people ask me questions about it that are into it, and they wanted to do the sneak peek, and I had them enroll in Team Beachbody Club because it's free for 30 days.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things I was thinking about when I was driving was like, I loved Tybo, right? And I know I'm not the only person who was obsessed with Billy Blanks and all those people. And every time I ever talk about Tybo, people will be like, oh my God, what happened to Billy Blanks? Like, I love that stuff. I think he still does fitness conventions. But I was thinking, well, that's a good way to find out who the people are that are into kickboxing. Like who, posting stuff about Tybo, like, hey, TBT, and put that picture of Billy Blanks. And I'm pretty sure. DVDs. Yeah.
I still have them.
Imagine, taking a clip of yourself like, oh man, can't wait for quarter-4, so I had to do this.
I'm getting ready for it. Oh my God, that will be great. I'm getting ready for it. So.
And that stuff, like, people, I know I loved it. Like, we used to have like a box that had pay-per-view, and he used to do pay-per-view Tybo. Like, people were subscribed to Tybo, and it was kind of like a live class in a sense. And I used to do that like all of the time, and it was always new ones. And that's a perfect, for anyone who's in their 30s, that's a perfect target market. So that if you know of any turbo jammers or any turbo kickers, those are the people who are going to be like on to
Court of Force.
So turbo jam and turbo kick is like kickboxing?
Yeah.
Well, turbo kick definitely is. Okay. Turbo jam is just like an older type of workout, but it's that same type of fast rhythmic stuff. Okay. People will love it, and they're going to be like onto the Court of Force thing. Obviously, if anybody that goes to like those I Love Kickboxing classes and those kind of deals, if I signed up for one of those Groupons with ilovekickboxing.com, and I think you had gotten like 5 classes for like $25 or some great deal like that. But then afterwards, the cost of joining one of those gyms that have the I Love Kickboxing is so expensive. Talking about that alone, like, oh, those Groupons and those deals and stuff, you can get Court of Force for like peanuts compared to that. You can do it over and over and over again. So think about that. Create an event and share that kind of stuff all the time. Like, share yourself working out. Share yourself excited, waiting for that. So you need to Billy Blank it up. Like, hello, Joel Freeman is so much hotter than Billy Blank ever was.
Fine.
Sorry if this video ever gets in front of anybody.
That's funny.
I love you, Billy, but remember when
you are right. He is hot.
Remember when we were talking about how sweaty Billy Blanks used to get, and it was gross?
Yeah, Ronaldo likes him.
His homegirl, I think her name was Shelly. She was the blonde with the curly hair. Huh?
He called her his daughter.
She was a white girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
my daughter.
Well, whatever she was to him. Like, hello, Jericho. Shelly. Like, I'd rather watch Joel and Jericho all day long.
Absolutely.
And kick butt with them. But like, those are the people that are gonna love this. They're gonna go crazy over it.
Yeah.
And the moves are so much more updated, and it's like it's just a better quality production for 2016. So
yeah,
I think definitely talking about it now. I was gonna start an event up soon too, just to hype it up and tell people how pumped up I am. I don't know if I'll be able to do it at lunchtime, but it's definitely on cue for me for when I can finally work out like that hard.
Are you ladies, when are you girls gonna set up the event for it? This week?
I did it last night.
Okay.
If you follow the top coaches, they already did it. So it popped because normally I have stars for the certain top coaches, and it popped and I noticed that they created it. So I went on my, like, oh my goodness, I'm behind the ball. And I went and I created it last night.
Okay.
And you're just inviting people to it now.
Yeah. Like I invited everyone who told me I want to try it, or my old challengers that are coming back now because they've seen me post and they saw the clip, you know, the infomercial, and they asked me to join. I added them as well, and I'm asking them to invite people, to refer people. So in the event, I'm going to say, you know what, this is going to be an awesome test group. Let's have some fun. Bring a friend with you.
Okay.
And that worked really well. I mean, the last time I did a test group was for size, where I did like the first initial group, test group. And that the event page worked really well. The idea is you need to post in it more. So you need to and you could repeat the posts because people don't see them that frequently. So you could literally think of, all right, these are 5-6 things I'm going to post on there. And then you could post it every day, you know, and just in different wordings about the event. And of course, sharing whatever Beachbody's sharing about it.
Yeah, share the clip. Those clips are amazing.
The event page and talk. Oh my God, so excited about this. Boom. And then it's not on your news feed.
Mm-hmm.
And people are not going to think you're annoying.
As a matter of fact, let me send you.
The ones you invited will think you're annoying, but some of them want to do it. So
hey, you know what? They could just say, I can go and delete the event.
Yeah.
And would you suggest, you know how we did we created the ad for, like, I created an ad on my like page for my free 5-day group that I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Would you suggest doing that as well?
If I don't know how the ad went, I have to follow up with you on that.
I have like 25 people in the group.
Oh, that's a nice number.
And I already have one person asking me about a challenge pack, so hopefully there's more. But I hope that's my thing. Yeah.
That's really good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's very hard to have a successful first ad, so that's really good. Well, if you feel like you want to invest in that again, then yeah, I mean, putting an ad together for an event page is definitely.
And Maria, do what Melissa said. So when you're targeting, think of your target of everyone who loves kickboxing.
Okay.
And who used to do the old programs. What was his name again?
Billy
Blank. So target like those people.
Okay.
You wasn't a Thai bower?
No.
Oh my
I
God.
just became a Thai board like a few months ago when I started kickboxing at the Taekwondo with Joshua. That's when I fell in love with it. I'm like, oh my God, I feel such like a badass.
Oh, I used to do those things before school, like high school.
Oh no.
I was like I loved it so much. And it was because, I don't know, Wendy, did you ever take aerobics at Columbus?
I used to cut that class.
Okay, so I took aerobics because I didn't want to take gym, and I had to take gym because I failed a couple gym classes, so I had to take it senior year, and I was like, I am not taking gym, so I took aerobics, and what the aerobics instructor used to do was he was the gym instructor, so he just put a DVD in.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, oh, here's a DVD.
So you could work out?
Yeah, so he would put like really old ones, but one time he put in Tai Bo, and I was like, oh my God, I actually like this. This is kind of fun. And I like, it was like, I'll tell you who was in there, but it was just, it was so much fun. We were like, oh, finally a gym class we actually like.
Yeah, I was pitiful. I ended up having to make up gym in night school. That was bad.
Yeah, see, I've had to do the senior thing. I literally was like in gym in aerobics more than I was supposed to be because I failed a couple gym classes.
Yeah, my senior year, I had my regular classes. I was in PM school and in night school. I was like a super senior. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, she's like, I'm mommy of 3.
Jesus Christ.
You better never cut class.
No, I'll be honest with them. I mean, it is what it is. I learned from my mistakes.
Don't cut gym.
Yeah, no, that's stupid. Don't cut gym.
Gym is where I got 100s. Is everyone going to Super Saturday?
I am.
I know Ronalda is. She's going in Florida. She found around her area.
I am not registered for Super Saturday. That's because I don't know what's going on with my life.
Well, you're pregnant.
But if I'm available,
what if you had the baby on Super Saturday?
That would be great. No, unless Joel will catch it.
And work out with Joe and Jericho.
Yeah, if I'm available, I will definitely go. I don't know if I'll work out, but I'll take pictures of everybody working out, and I'll be like, I'll take a picture of Joel.
Oh yeah, big time. Aneri, you saw my message, right, honey? You could bring the babies. She doesn't have a sitter.
I might have to work that day.
Oh, you do?
I might.
If you don't, you could bring them.
Okay.
I have to work that day, but I'll be going after. And I know last time, my first time that I went, they got started late, and I ended up, catching a portion of
this one because Joe and Jericho are coming and they have to do the workout. It's really early. There's
not in New York.
Oh, you're not in New York. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, Wendy. Well, Aneri, they're literally starting really early, and they're getting out on time because the workout is set to start at 10:45 and end by 11:30. Because they have to fly out to go to another Super Saturday. So we're ending. It starts at 9, and we're ending by 11:30. And you could come and leave if you have to.
Okay. Yeah, because normally Saturdays we would work from 9 to 12.
Yeah, that's right smack in the middle of Super Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, let me know.
Okay.
I'll be in the registration booth. So, and if anything, just, let me know and we'll work it out.
Now, what's the cost to get in?
It's because they're coming and it's in Purchase, New York. It's $25.
Okay.
The early bird was $20, but now it's set at $25. If you buy it at the door, it's $35.
Okay.
Darlene, are you on the council, or what is that what it's called?
I am.
Area? You are? Okay.
Yeah.
What does the council do?
Council is actually compiled of different types of personality, and is basically meant to push the team and set things up for the year. So, like, basically each console is dedicated different tasks. So, for example, I have fit clubs and trainings. So every time that you hear about a training coming up, we're the ones coming out with the content. Or if you see that we're promoting right now Super Saturday, you see a lot that is being promoted and the event is being pushed. We have some of the consoles that are marketing. So they are in charge of the marketing and pushing all the content out. And then, the fit clubs, and then, the creation and the events that we go to, like the parties and things like that, or that we create. Like, what was the one that they had this summer? One of our coaches went. They had if you hit Success Club and you made it at a certain level, if your business, you were invited as a VIP to an event with the New York City Market Council. So it's like different things. It compiles of everything that goes on, and we get a lot of content from corporate, and it's us working with corporate to push the content out. Or if they're coming to do presentations, we have to work with them to make sure that everything is set up and, bring our team in. Or like, do coach opportunity calls like I just did about an hour ago. So I find it fun, but I love training because that's what I used to do in corporate America. I used to go around and start training our team on systems. So for me, I'm having a blast because that's what I'm tasked with. So every time they tell me, Darlene, what you like, give us ideas, I'm like, yes, let's go. Can I get up and speak? Because I love to train. So that's what on your and every state has a different console. So you have New York City, you have Westchester, huh?
Every state and cities.
Every state
there's a big concentration of coaches in a specific city or county. Beachbody will look up who those coaches are, and they usually look for the coaches who,
like the top coaches. And
yeah, they'll try to find the top coach. If there's a top, if there's a top coach there, and then they try to start bringing in people like you can.
And they get switched out, Wendy. So, for example, this is my first year as a New York City Market Council. So, they switch them around because they need fresh ideas and new people, to come up with different things. That's the only way to grow.
Okay. Now, I was just curious how, these people got chosen.
Corporate chooses them.
The
Beachbody corporate.
Yeah.
They actually, and when they chose me, I received a call from the corporate team from the Northeast saying, oh, you were selected to be part of the New York City Market Council. Okay. And then you have a meeting with them. So every time they come here for whatever event we have, we meet with them the night before, and then we start strategizing and talking on how the event is going to go. And like it literally is like corporate and the council working hand in hand together.
Okay.
But they choose you. Corporate is the one that says, okay, let's think of New York. Here's everybody in New York. Here's all the people. Let's pick people or take people out and put new people in.
Okay. So back to time management. So planner for dummies, let's say like if I don't want to drop, $50 on a planner and I just kind of want to, I guess, get my feet wet, what would you suggest? Should I get just like a notebook, or you suggest like legit getting a planner with a calendar, like the ones that's weekly, monthly, or what?
Okay, can I give you my corporate America mentality?
I work in corporate America, like for the man.
Yes, me too. Trust me. I keep telling Melissa, I'm like, when are we goal setting? Because 2017 is around the corner. Because this is a business. Well, I love goal setting because this is your business and you have to think of it as a business. You have to go all out. Because now you have to start thinking of creating a business plan on how you're going to get to that goal that you want to get. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you mine. My business plan revolves around me making a 6-figure income. So I have to now go backwards and start saying, in order for me to get from point A to point B, this is everything that I have to do in between. And that's me writing down with Melissa, these are when we're having the free clean eating groups. We, instead of one coach opportunity a month, we have to do 2. Power hour is non-negotiable. Every single day it has to be done. And Melissa knows, she's looking at me. She's like, yeah, she does.
I feel like I'm not like ready for all of that. Like I don't want to be like a 30 diamond coach. Like I'm happy to.
Oh no! You take it at your pace.
Yeah, make your goal.
Make your goal. That's mine. I'm giving you an example of mine.
But if you are not a paper person, I wouldn't invest in a paper thing. I would look for more productivity apps and see which one works for you, so that you can put. Like I can't do an app. Because I'll end up on Facebook, So for me, I need to have a paper thing. I remember when I used to work for the mayor's office, they always were trying to push me on to using Outlook. And I was like, I can't Outlook, because somehow I would end up with like different calendars. Like I was the person who messed it up and ended up with like 4 or 5 Outlook calendars, and it didn't make sense. And I was like, and then my personal life doesn't work with this thing. And then I had like 3 phones because I was working at, politics. So I had like 3 different phones. It was a mess. So I would literally, whatever people would invite me to on Outlook, I had my little notebook and I write it down right away. But that's because I can't remember anything unless I write it down. I have that kind of memory where if I write it down, it's in there. Like it's forever in here. But if it's on like a physical thing, on a technology thing. I can't see it. So if you're the other way around and you can see like those color patterns work for you and all of that stuff, then I would go on the apps and look for the right planner through your phone.
Go with your gut
Like,
feeling, Wendy.
Yeah, like with 21 Day Fix. I mean, when I saw it had an app, I was like, oh, I'm all about this. Like, I bought a notebook, like it's in my purse, it's still in there. But I wrote down like the food in each color, and like, oh, I bought these little pens and whatever. And I was like, I can't deal with this. And I saw the app, and I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. Click, red, green, yellow. I'm done. That's lunch.
So follow that. Don't get a planner.
I would say go online.
There's an app?
There's a 21 Day Fix app. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's amazing. It will change your life.
No.
Yes.
I would say to do that then. Go on there, and if it's you have to pay like $5.99 for that, then that would be better.
And that would be worth it.
Investing in a planner.
Yeah, Wendy, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I was giving you an example of mine. I saw your face. I'm like, no, that's mine. That's my goal. That's my goal, girl. Everybody's goal is completely different. That's mine.
Yeah.
But go with whatever. If you know that that's the way you tick, do not buy a planner because it's the same thing. You're gonna waste your money for nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Is there anything else? I have low battery.
Yeah, me too. I'm like on 5.
All right.
9.
I'm on 9 too. All right. So thanks for coming on. I hope this was helpful. I think we talked about a lot of different things, so that's good. And yes, Tuesday next week, I'm trying to get somebody on who's in my Fit and Pregnant Coaches group to talk about how she's does her business, because it's always cool to have people from other teams talk about their, the way that they roll with their business. And I always think it's better to hear stuff from other people and just see how their days are going. But I'm not sure I'm going to get her on for next week. So if not, then we'll have a different topic. But there'll be a call for sure. And for those of you who are wondering when I'm out, I don't think I'll be out for real. I feel like I'm going to be online all the time because I'm going to be like, what are real people doing?
You're kicking Facebook out the group. I'm like, girl, I ain't kicking you nowhere. I know how it is. You have, you want to be a certain way, but then reality comes and right. Darlene's calendar is out the window. Like that baby does not know that it's 3.
What else? We going to her house. We like, baby sleeping. Let's get to work.
Yeah, but Darlene will continue running the calls for sure. So they're not going anywhere.
No, they're not.
So we'll definitely.
And I already told Melissa she needs me to help her team out and her challengers to let me know, and I'll jump in. So
yeah,
he's not gone.
No, you're gonna have this drill sergeant.
Teamwork.
And the calls, are they every Tuesday at 9:30?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Same number. Or
right.
same Zoom link, I should say. So save it.
All right. Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.